Hi friends, welcome to my Windows 10 Explore channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to edit like a pro in Premiere Pro. In this tutorial, I am going to show you some cool tips and quick keyboard shortcuts to make your work very fast and very easy. In the Premiere Pro, we have to create a new project. Project means it contains files and folders like a system drive. In the Premiere Pro language, the project contains sequences, clips, motion graphics, elements, transitions, and many more. So to create a new project, you have to use the keyboard shortcut, that is Ctrl plus Alt plus N, or you can also use File menu, New Project. In the New Project dialog box, here you can see the default name of the new project is always untitled, and this is the location of our project file. And if you are using a graphic card, you can see the rendered box is enabled by CUDA GPU acceleration. And in the scratch disk, you can see these scratch disks saves the Premiere Pro previews, rendered files, audio previews, and autosaves. Just leave them as default like these and don't touch these ingest settings. And now I'm going to give a name for my new project. Click OK to create a project. This space is called Workspace. Workspace contains number of panels. Panel means these are called panels. This one is source panel or source monitor, effects control panel, audio clip mixer panel, metadata panel, and so on. Each panel contains unique workflow for each work. Like the source monitor shows the clips from the project file. The timeline shows the clips are placed in the timeline, and media browser shows the hard disk chart like this tree. These workspaces are located in the above bar, like here you can see these are called workspaces. You can also create your own workspace by dragging and dropping the panels like this. Just hold and drag it to anywhere you like and adjust the space width and also adjust the height of the panel like this. You can also delete some panels by using these three dots and click on here and choose close panel. If you want to open the panels again, go to window and choose media browser. To save your created workspace, we have to go to these three dots in the workspace, click on here and choose save as new workspace and give the name of the workspace and click OK. To make your video editing very easy, you have to remove these unnecessary panels, like I don't need to use the markers and I don't use the history or info, and sometimes I don't use the audio clip mixers. We have to create a workspace that only shows us the most important panels. Like I already created a workspace like this one. Here you can see I always use this type of workspace for my entire video editing process to make the video editing very easy. Here you can see the source monitor is placed in this far side of the monitor, and the program monitor is placed in this side far of the monitor, and the timeline is placed exactly bottom of my screen to get the maximum space for my video editing. And I tabbed all the important panels in the middle like this: project, effect controls, essential graphics for transitions, effects for video audio effects. So if you want to make video working flow very fast, just set your workspace like mine. After completing the workspace and panel settings, we have to go to the step number 2. The step number 2 is assigning keyboard shortcuts to the panels. In that way, we can access the panels by using the keyboard shortcuts. By default, Premiere Pro already assigned keyboard shortcuts for panels, like using Shift plus 2 to open project panel, and Shift plus 3 open timeline panel, and Shift plus 1 for source monitor. But using the Shift modifier key is making some time taking process to me to access the panels. So that's why I'm going to get rid of the Shift modifier key, and I'm going to assign 1 2 3s from the number row to each and every panel in this order, like 1 for source, 2 for project, 3 for effect, and so on. To make custom keyboard shortcuts, we have to go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. Here you can see the keyboard shortcut layout of my Premiere Pro. And you can also see the layout presets in here. If you click on this drop down icon, you can see this is the Premiere Pro default, that is 2020 version. You can also use CS6 version, or you can also use Media Composer 5 version or Final Cut 7.0. These are the available preset layouts, but we always set as a default. Now we have to change these keyboard shortcuts to our desired keyboard shortcuts. First of all, I want to change the source panel shortcut to 1. But here you can see the 1, 2, 3s are already created shortcuts. There is one for select camera 1, select camera 2, and so on. If you are not using multiple cameras, if we are using only one camera, you can easily replace all these keyboard shortcuts for panel keyboard shortcuts. Overwrite this keyboard shortcut to source panel. Here you can see there is a search box in the bottom of my layout. I'm going to type source, and here in the bottom you can see the command Windows source monitor and also keyboard shortcut, that is shift plus 2. Now I am going to click on here, and you can see the little into mark. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to click again it, and I'm going to assign 1. So you can see there is a caution mark, that is shortcut 1 is already assigned to select camera 1. There is no problem for me because I'm not using multiple cameras, so I can go with the normal 1 keyboard shortcut for my source panel. And I am going to apply all these keyboard shortcut panels to in this order. I created my keyboard shortcuts using the number row. Here you can see when I press 1, it goes to the source monitor panel, 2 for project, 3 for effect control, 4 for essential, 5 for effects, and 6 for program monitor. And finally, for the timeline panel, I'm going to create a new keyboard shortcut, that is 0. The 0 from the number pad but not from the number row. Why? Let me show you why. Go to the keyboard shortcut manager, and in the keyboard shortcuts you can see in the timeline we always move our playhead to the beginning of the clip or ending of the clip, and to move forward and backward in the timeline. So all these moving is done by using these arrow keys. So that's why I'm going to locate the 0 number pad for the timeline to get the most from the arrow keys. That's why I'm going to use the 0 from number pad but not from number row. Next step, we are going to see the sequences and presets. Sequence means collection of clips. In the project we can have number of sequences like intro sequence, outro sequence, voiceover sequence, interview sequence, and many more. The sequence contains the number of clips, motion graphics, and motion elements, transitions, and audio files. To create a new sequence, we can do by click on here this new item in the project panel and choose sequence. But we can also use the keyboard shortcut, that is Ctrl plus N for new sequence. When you click on a new sequence, you can see the new sequence dialog box consists the sequence presets. These sequence presets are already stored in the Premiere Pro with the desired resolution and frame rate. You can see the resolution and frame rate in the description, and also how many video tracks and audio tracks available in the general section. If you are working on videos like same video resolution and same frames per second, just create a new preset in the sequence setting. Then we can access the presets without using any settings. Let me show you how to create a preset. Here I am going to select any available preset. This is ARRI 1080p 25 frames per second. Now move to the settings tab. In the settings tab, you can see the same editing mode shows the same presets available in the sequence presets. Just select any one of them and choose the frames per second of your video. And in the frame size, you have to select what is your frame size. If you are doing a Instagram type of videos like 1:1 ratio, you have to set 1080 and if you are using a vertical videos like TikTok videos, you have to create 9:16, that is 1080 1920. But if you are using a YouTube HD video, you have to set this by default, that is 1920 1080, that is 16:9 ratio. And we don't need to change this audio if you don't know about this anything. And video preview always shows the width and height, just leave it as a default. And in the tracks section, you'll see the tracks. Every sequence consists 3 video tracks and 4 audio tracks. Video tracks are always useful for editing clips and adding adjustment layers and adding transitions or text elements. And at the same time, we can also use the audio tracks for like voiceover, music, ambient sounds, and sound effects. But most people, including me, never use more than two tracks, like one for voiceover and one for music. So we can get rid of these unnecessary audio tracks by selecting on them and choose this minus button, that is delete selected tracks. And you can also change the video tracks to 3 to 1 by dropping down or increasing them, but leave them there as 3 tracks. After setting all these settings, I have to go to save preset and give it a name. I'm going to give it my name, my new preset, and we can also give the description, resolution and frame rates. Click OK. This will automatically save my preset in the bottom of my here custom preset box. Here you can see my new preset. I already created YouTube 1:1, Insta story mode and 1080 square with 30 frames per second. We can access these presets without using these settings and tracks. Anytime you click on here and click OK, this will automatically create a new sequence with our video 3 tracks and audio 2 tracks. That's all about sequences and presets. Now for the next step, that is importing clips to the project. We can do this by multiple methods. First one is just right clicking on the project panel and choose import. And the second one is by using the keyboard shortcut, that is Ctrl+I for importing clips. But we can use a quicker method, that is double clicking on the project panel. Here I'm going to double click on here, boom, it will open my import clips manager, and I'm going to select the clips for my video, and I'm going to click open to insert these clips into my project. Here you can see these are all my clips are placed in my project. Now we have to insert these clips into the timeline. That's why we can create a sequence. But first of all, we have to choose what is the beginning point of the clip and what is the ending of the clip by dragging this clip into the source monitor. We can do this by just holding the clip and moving into the source clip, or we can also double click on here to make it appear on the source monitor. Source monitor always shows the selected clip in this source panel. In the timeline panel, edited videos always show us in the program monitor. That's why I'm giving a big gap between these two to check what I am doing in the editing section and to see my project files. We can also open these clips in the source monitor by using the keyboard shortcut, that is Shift+O. Just select the clip and use the Shift+O keyboard shortcut to open it in the source monitor. After opening a clip in the source monitor, we have to mark beginning point of a clip and ending point of a clip to use in the timeline. First of all, I'm going to play this video by clicking on spacebar. Keyboard shortcut is spacebar to play and pause the video playback, and I'm going to start this point as a in point, that is beginning of my point. Now we have to click on this marker, that is called mark in. The keyboard shortcut is I means in point. In that method we can memorize the in point, I for in, O for out. So I'm going to click on here, or I can also use I keyboard shortcut, and I'm going to move my cursor and I'm going to click this mark out point as a ending of my clip. After creating the beginning and ending points, we have to insert this clip. We can do that by clicking on this insert button, or we can also use the keyboard shortcut, that is comma. Now I'm going to press comma, and here you can see my clip is placed in the timeline and automatically it will show in the program monitor. Each and every clip which is placed in the timeline, it will show in the program monitor. Here you can see it will showing, but it is too small to see what is the width or what is the size. Now we have to increase this by dragging this handle to this side. Here you can see it will show us maximizes my timeline width, and you can also minimize this by dragging into far from here. But we can also use the keyboard shortcut, that is plus or minus, to make maximize and minimize. Here you can see I already inserted a clip in the timeline. Now I'm going to show you how it is done without using a mouse but using only simple keyboard shortcuts. Let me show you. First of all, I'm going to remove it and I'm going to move my playhead into the beginning of the clip. Now I'm going to show you without using a mouse. We already created a panel keyboard shortcut, so I can access my panels by using the keyboard shortcuts, and I import my clip into the source monitor and at the same time to the timeline. First of all, I'm going to press 2 to access my project panel, and I'm going to use left and right arrow key to select my clips, any clip I want, and I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to open it in my source monitor by using Shift plus O keyboard shortcut, and I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to create a new in point by using I keyboard shortcut, and I'm going to apply O for out point ending of my clip. So my clip is in pointed and out pointed. Now I'm going to use comma to insert my clip into the timeline. See, I'm not using mouse at all. I'm going to show you again. Go to use 2 for project panel access and use left and right arrow keys, and I'm going to press Shift plus O to open it in the source monitor and play the clip and give in point out point. You can give in point out point, or you can leave, you can insert entire clip and press comma. You can see when you insert the clip into the timeline, the playhead automatically reaches to the ending of my clip, and I can access the beginning of the clip by using up and down arrows. In this method, I can access the clip beginning and ending throughout my timeline. What if you want a clip video but not audio? But sometimes if you want only video but not audio, how can I insert the clips only video and only audio? I will show you how it is done. First of all, double click on any clip with audio. Here you can see this mark contains linked audio. It also contains linked audio. These two clips has no audio at all. So I'm going to click on this clip, double clicking to open it in the source monitor. Here you can see I already created in point and out point, but I'm going to get rid of this by using keyboard shortcut, that is Ctrl Shift plus X. This will remove the in and out point markers. Now I'm going to insert entire clip in my timeline, but I'm going to use the only video part, not audio part. We can do this by using this button. Here you can see this is called drag video only. Now I'm going to click and drag this clip. Here you can see it will only insert the video. If you want audio, just use this audio only and drag it into the audio track. And one more cool tip for this: if you want to use only video but not audio, but you don't want to use these keys but you want to use the shortcut keys, we can do this by disabling this audio patching source. So I'm going to click on this to disable the audio patching source, and I'm going to click on the source monitor, and I'm going to press comma in my keyboard. See, automatically no audio is inserted, only video is inserted. In this method, we can insert the only video by disabling this audio patch. Don't worry, if you are adding music separately into the audio layer, we can add it even without audio patch. We can also insert these clips directly from the project panel by using the same insert keyboard shortcut. I'm going to select this and I'm going to use comma. See, the audio is not came, but the video is inserted in my video track. Hope you enjoy the video. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to edit in videos in the timeline without using tools but using only keyboard shortcuts. Thank you, and please subscribe to get more tutorials like these videos.